Welcome back to a new episode of Danny on Everything. I am your host, Danny Bedrosian. With us, as always, is my fearless producer, Mr. Carl Cerny. We are coming to you, as always, from beautiful Moose Magnificat Studios in Alcom here at Tallahassee, Florida. Got a great episode for you guys. Got some snippets of some footage from my trip to the Portland Zoo in Portland, Oregon. We were playing up that way on the recent One Nation Under a Groove tour with George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic, along with Galactic, Fishbone, Miss Velvet and the Blue Wolf, and many, many others. We were doing the thing, and we were over there at the zoo, and I just saw so many amazing animals. I thought I would film as much as possible, send it on over to Carl like we do, and make it happen. Happy to be back in town. We were on tour for a long, long time. Danny on Everything, announcing some shows coming up. We have at the Chop House on the Bricks in Thomasville, Georgia, Friday and Saturday, November 22nd and 23rd. And that's for the November shows, and then we'll be coming back in December. I believe it's Friday and Saturday, December 20th and 21st at the Chop House on the Bricks. Classical music, if you like it, check me out. My new album, Lucine and Arev, is out. You can get your physical copy today at my PayPal, info@dannybedrosian.com. Send $25 domestic or $40 international, and you will get your copy signed along with a free gift. So check it out. Brand new, limited copies just came out, and it's also everywhere music is being streamed and downloaded as well. And to support the album, Secret Army has some shows coming up in December. We're going to be at the Jewel in Manchester, New Hampshire on Wednesday, December the 3rd. We're going to be, December the 4th, Wednesday. And then Thursday, we're going to be at Electric Haze in Worcester, Mass. December the 5th. And then December 6th, we're going to be at Bill's Bar in Boston, Massachusetts. And then December 7th at Area 23 in Concord, New Hampshire. Supporting the new album, Lucine and Arev, my new album. Check it out. Been doing a lot of stuff, still selling the comic book. You can still send $30 domestic or $40 international to my PayPal. That is info@dannybedrosian.com. Again, info@dannybedrosian.com to pick up my brand new comic book, Sons of the Sun, Hike the Hero. That's right, I do have a comic book out. It's crazy, it's gotten great reviews, it's been selling all over the world. You should pick it up if you love history, war, romance, storytelling, characters, mythology, all that kind of stuff. You'll like this comic book. You should check it out. And also, speaking of new stuff, also have some singles that recently came out with the Brothers Nalbandyan. And the Brothers Nalbandyan are two brothers, Surin and Vahan Nalbandyan, who are incredible producers from the Republic of Armenia. They have been working with me for a few months now on a few singles. We're eventually going to compile it into a full-length album, I believe, or at least an EP. It's been some really just super funky R&B stuff that we've been cutting, really smooth, and it's gotten a lot of good press, a lot of good reviews, and has quickly become, the first song we did called My Songbook has quickly become my fastest viewed single on YouTube. So I'm really proud of that, and we're going to play you a single coming up here in a minute called Garmir Caramel. You can get it everywhere music is downloaded or streamed, iTunes, Spotify, Google Music, or Amazon, all those places, and YouTube, of course. And speaking of YouTube, Carl Cerny and myself have recently created our Danny on Everything YouTube page. Most likely you are viewing this. If you're viewing it, you're viewing it on the YouTube station. We highly recommend that you subscribe, and if you'd like to donate, you can also donate at Moose Magnificat, www.moosemagnificat.com, and you can send us your donations, help us out, If you like the content that you're checking out here, if you like what we do, what we've been doing, please support, please sponsor, and definitely subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Super easy to do. It's free, it's easy, and it helps us. So really appreciate you guys for that. Without further ado, we're going to play this brand new single by myself, Danny Bedrosian, along with the Brothers Nalbandyan. It's called Garmir Caramel. Just came out, brand new. Check it out, Danny on everything.
Told me you better watch out for that one. They said the Garmir is in her soul. She's got a lot of love, oh, to give, and I know that I can do it right. Oh, Garmir, you are not untamable. You got lots of love to give, and I know how to get it right from you. Garmir Caramel, you're so exciting to me. Garmir Caramel, you are so exciting to me. Ooh, baby, your love is so efficient. You give me everything that I adore. Make me think that all the other boys are deficient. 'Cause every time you're with them, you just want it more. Baby, now you got me. 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 Garmir Caramel, you're so exciting to 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 me.
Yeah.
That's how I know what a lemur is. By the way. No, but
Oh, you can hear everything. Everything you're saying.
yeah, Jesus.
Everything that you're saying. Where are the lemurs? Pata. Baby. He was just real. He was. Uh-oh.
I'm afraid of that. The way he dropped it is like, that didn't smell good. He's like, stop looking at me, I'm trying to sleep.
Big man. You see him poking out? Do I see the elephants? Go see the elephants? Today. Oregon Zoo.
I wanna feel your heart pulse to the beat, girl. Your body gonna tell you.
Let's go see some elephants.
down till you make that sound that inspires every note in the song. Play you up and down till you make that sound that inspires every note in the song. You make me wanna move to the music. Oh, girl, I wanna play you. Up and down I go, black keys, white keys. You represent every flavor, every taste. All of my dreams, every inspiration for a song that tastes like you. I feel love. You make me wanna move, baby. You make me want to play you, got to feel you, got to play you, baby, baby. And I scare you. Oh, God. Make me wanna move to the music, move to the music, baby. Oh, baby, baby. Oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Baby. Make me wanna feel you. Make me wanna play. Make me wanna. Lord.
We are back, Danny on everything. It is my absolute pleasure to welcome into the studio someone that I've wanted to have for an interview for a very long time. And I have to preface this by saying I don't think I've ever seen any interviews with Treylewd, with Tracey Lewis. So this is kind of like special for me. Without further ado, great songwriter, vocalist, musician, guitarist, overall artist, Mr. Treylewd Lewis. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for everything.
Yeah.
On Danny. How you doing, Danny? What's
Good,
going on,
good.
man,
It's
bro?
great to have you. And Tracey is joined by Miss Priscilla Ben, who is also a songwriter, an artist in her own right, working with Tracey right now onto some contemporaneous music that we got going on. We'll probably get to that in a minute as well. But I wanted to just say thank you so much for coming on. We've had
Likewise.
your dad. We've had one of your sons, your daughter, and your niece.
Okay, it's the Candy Apple Red.
So we've had the Candy Apple Red, and we've had Trey, and we've had obviously Mr. George Clinton. For those who don't know out there, Tracey Lewis, although it does not define him, it is important to note that his father is Mr. George Clinton, the great maggot overlord.
I definitely do that.
Yeah, you know, and it obviously shows in your writing and performance style and vocal style. But I wanted to talk about the stuff that people don't talk about much in the interview. I want to talk about. Let's start with your mother. Tell my audience who your mother was and what her contribution is to your musical upbringing.
She was Dad's songwriting partner, and an artist as well, and everything.
Right.
Like CribbleCreoSybil is my songwriting partner.
Right.
My artist.
Right.
Little Kim. I have faith in her.
Right.
Anyway, my mom, she wrote a lot of stuff and very influential in the sound direction Funkadelic ended up going in. Just heyday. Just the beginning, She inspired me. I write like her, sing like her and stuff, She told me, she says, your dad's an entertainer. So that word entertain had a heavyweight meaning to me. And I pursued that, because of the both of them, basically.
So they definitely had a fusion of influences on you in terms of,
and what I'm working with today.
Yeah, of course,
exactly.
of course. And without being too presumptuous, I noticed from hearing old records that they wrote together and that are featured with your mother as the artist. They sing together on a lot of those records, and when you hear their two voices together, it is a lot like hearing you.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I picked that out. Dad pointed it out to me, and I see the inflections that,
The combination of inflections.
Right. Both of them together. Yeah.
Really blows my mind.
I'm thankful.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. And she, much like your father, is one of my favorite songwriters and artists as well. So I mean, anybody who loves Northern Soul knows.
But she played Jimi Hendrix, Led Zeppelin, and Sly Stone around when I was 8 years old. So, she played Motown too, but she played a lot of that rock
like on the record player at home.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
So that's how I got exposed to that, and I wanted to play guitar because of Eddie Hazel and Jimi Hendrix.
And you told me a story once about one of Eddie's guitars. You got to play one of it. Something happened.
Oh yeah.
Can we talk about that?
In Newark, I was 4 years old. That's like 67, and they used to practice there, the Funkadelics, let's make it last. I remember that. They rehearsed that song.
Oh, wow.
And Eddie had, it was a Gibson, and it was pretty expensive, too. And I used to play like car in the case, like ride in the car, in the guitar. I'd sleep in the case. They tell me I broke that guitar, I want to play because Eddie, I thought he was Jimmy, too, because I knew that HENDRIXAHAZEL, but they reminded me of each other. I said, they gotta be the same person.
Yeah, they have names that are very electric.
And they both had afros.
Like the thing that they play.
And they sound so much alike. I said, no, they're not the same person. And I realized they weren't the same person. I had to accept that fact, but they both influenced me to play.
Right, gotcha. What was the first? Do you remember the first time you saw Funkadelic play? You must have been pretty young.
At 4 years old in Newark, they rehearsed.
Yeah, that was the beginning.
I used to go to Apollo to see them.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. In the early days.
Yeah.
Late 60s, early 70s, probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. And what was you were playing guitar from a pretty young age?
Yeah, I learned my first song when I was 8.
What was it?
Tell me what I say. My grandmother, she played guitar.
Okay.
And her last husband, James Florence. He taught me how to I play the guitar this way because to me it's right-handed.
Gotcha.
It's pointing to the right, and the right hand does all the action. And this is left-handed. They play left-handed. They call it right-handed, but to me this is so left-handed.
Are you left-handed or
I'm
right-handed?
right-handed.
Okay.
So, and I heard that one song, and that's all I knew from 8 to like 12. Then I played that one song, and I started taking guitar lessons in school. And
that's interesting that you say that's more left-handed to you because you're emphasizing that this is the important
to
side
me,
to you. Yeah, because that's all the notes.
And
that's
the
all
guitar is pointing to the right.
Right, and then that's that. Yeah. It just feels like right.
Also left-handed, but they call it right-handed.
Interesting. Huh. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about a band that had a huge influence on me, but some people, even P-Funk fans, don't know this band. Plastic Brain Flam.
Trey Lewd's Plastic Brain Flam.
Let's talk about Trey Lewd's Plastic Brain Flam a little bit.
My crew was Tony LaFoot on drums, Stevie Pennell and Darryl Miller both on bass, and Stinky Womack on guitar with myself on guitar. We didn't have a keyboard player till we got to Detroit. Then Overton's brother, David, played with us, then Jerome Rogers played with us. And we had Kevin Garnett on trumpet. And Kevin Scheider on guitar, Gary Scheider's brother.
Yep.
My brother Daryl, he played guitar, bass, and sang, drums, everything. Potty Walker was in the group Treylewd.
Right.
And we got as far and Andre Fox from. And let me see, we got as far as we got in the studio, but we didn't put our show together to like really play as Plastic Brain Flam.
Okay.
You know, all the members are still in effect. You know, waiting for a call. We can get together and raise the noise level and go back to day one on that shit.
Some of those songs are some of my favorite late '70s P-Funk things. I mean, like Personal Problems is one of my favorite P-Funk songs of all time.
Yeah, that's Dre and me.
Yeah, and Michelle, just forget about it. It's just ridiculous. But all of it, there was definitely a whole album's worth of material with that band.
Which fortunately got, exposed and exploited on the Family Series.
Family Series, right, exactly.
Off the shelf. And
yeah. Hopefully, someday, it can still be compiled into a...
collection of Treylewd.
Into a collection, like a
Plastic Brain Flam.
Right, exactly. Right. So after Plastic Brain Flam, what was next for you after you did that project? You were playing with P-Funk. It was your early
a few different concept ideas. I was calling myself Frosty Dog Baby. City Barnes was my manager, and we were shopping, some action in Hollywood. We went to Solar, went to A&M, went to Barry Gordy. He played my shit for Barry. Barry said, I like the song, but it's kind of mature for an 18-year-old kid. It's called 3 Seconds of Pain, and it was like, sexually oriented. Barry says it's kind of like, real, musically graphic for, a young teenager type of thing. Anyway, so that song's still sitting on the shelf, called 3 Seconds of Pain. Brian Compton and I did R&B Boy. I called myself R&B Boy. Right. A collection of stuff in San Francisco.
Whole album behind that.
Yeah, we cut in Oakland and we put that out, and the next thing that's coming out now is it's called The Premixes, which is a collection of songs that have been on the shelf, right, that are coming out.
Cool.
So we're giving like a preview of it. It's called Inside Treylewd, The Premixes.
Right, nice. That's amazing. Now, what year did you start going out on the road regularly with it was with the All Stars, right? P-Funk All Stars by that time. Yeah. What year do you think it was?
That had been like the early 90.
Okay.
I went to Europe and Japan and everything, and I wasn't really part of the show, but the Warner Brothers record was pending release, so took me over there for some PR and everything. I'd come sing one song, right?
Yeah.
So I got tasted what the road was like. My brother Darryl had been recording before I did, so he walked me through it when I did start touring.
Right.
And you P-Funk All-Starring, like I say, 91.
Okay, gotcha. From
then on.
Yep. And that brings me to the next thing. You actually brought it up a little bit, the record Drop the Line. Now, this is another one some people don't know about, but most P-Funk fans are very aware of it. And if you were into popular music at that time, old enough to have enjoyed the 90s at that time, as I did, a lot of people know that album was very highly rated on Rolling Stone magazine. That was a 4.5 stars or something like that on Rolling Stone. It was like a top-rated album. It came out around the same time as Smell My Finger?
Yeah, well,
maybe a little bit before.
First. Yeah. It was 93, I know that. I know which was first. Though.
Okay. And talk a little bit about the process of making that album, because that was a very highly regarded album.
Well, we signed the deal in '86. We used songs from prior to that.
From Warner Brothers?
Then, yes.
Oh, so it was a lot earlier that you guys.
Yeah,
signed. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And maybe it was a production budget at first. Then either way, it took a minute to compile the whole record and then the mix. What interesting to me, I finally seen horns get done for the first time, and Benny and Greg did the horns on those songs. I watched live horn sections, and Joe Albright, I watched him play, and that was amazing.
Yeah.
And, and then the album cover thing. How about this? My father did my hair, and then we did a whole bunch of different costumes. They painted my whole body a bunch of different colors, right?
Huh.
And put me in front of a mural, like another brick in the wall.
Yep.
We didn't use them photos, but I remember the process of the album cover.
Okay.
Cameron Jones, I
do remember the cover they used was cool as hell, though. And it was also in line with the same colors that you see on Smell My Finger and that same Paisley kind of era stuff. Yeah. It's that kind of almost cross colors, like those primaries, know? You see a lot of that and some like purple and stuff like that up in there. It's really, is it?
And they put some Dayglow on top of it and they got some little cartoons in it.
Yep. What's your favorite thing? Do you have a favorite thing from that album that you liked? Your favorite song from that?
Not really.
No.
I love Rooster.
Yeah.
That put together. He said, I thought you might like this. And he hit me with the Rooster thing.
It's hard to pick a favorite with a lot of stuff, right? Do you feel that way in general?
Yes. But the people, I think, since the beginning to now, they all combined one favorite.
One big favorite.
Yeah.
So all through the 90s and 2000s, 2010s, you did a lot of touring in that time with P-Funk.
Yes.
And was featured very heavily on a slew of albums. I mean, just to name a few of them, you got Cinderella Theory, things like Airbound, Smell My Finger with things like If True Love and many others. Dope Dogs, You're All Over That. And then going into the modern, and Awesome Power, Fully Operational Mothership, and How Late Do You Have to Be Before You're Absent, and then going into now with you featured very prominently songwriting on Shake the Gate by Funkadelic and Medicaid Fraud Dog by Parliament. Talk about those two albums, working on those two, how those albums are for you, how you feel about those albums, and what the process was like.
It's certified that the process didn't stop, it didn't quit, because we've been doing this and here we are still doing it.
Right.
And like I said, the double album thing from Shake the Gate, a lot of people got involved. We all got involved.
Yeah.
That kept us busy, kept working. And Medicaid Fraud, the whole thing was just fun. Yeah. And it gave us something to tour on, toured about it. And like right now in the process, I have another Funkadelic record as well as People Like All Stars, Candy Apple Red, some of this, some of that.
Yep.
Tallahassee, we cut our teeth here and stuff, and with a lot of different levels and shit. So we got it going on.
That's right. And you're doing some work out this way, staying out here right now, but you've been back and forth working and writing in Tallahassee for decades.
Right.
You've already been. And like you said, you bring up a good point. It's never really... It's not like this exists in a vacuum. This has been going on as a steady thing for however many years, 60-something odd years. When I talked to George about it, I was like, nobody ever talks about the fact that it's 60-some odd years that the band has been around. You know what I mean? Longer than, obviously we weren't in the band when the band started, but like the continuum of it, it's never really had like, okay, it's done type of phase. And somebody was showing me an article that just came out, it was New York Times or something, just this morning, saying the return of the funk, and the funk is back. And the person who posted it was like, well, I'm insulted because the funk, it never went anywhere. It didn't go anywhere,
It didn't pipe down either.
Right, exactly. And it's been kind of up and at 'em.
Influences on other genres, that stem from it, and they still represent it too. It's testing positive. You test it, it's some pDNA, and that's it.
Right. I noticed, growing up, learning from the greats like yourself and your father, and then also from Sly and Junie.
Yeah.
I feel like those are both big influences on your songwriting. Mm-hmm. They definitely made a big difference to me, both as a keyboard player and as a singer.
They influenced us. Yes, writing, singing, playing. Yes,
right, that thing, right? Is that what it is that we like so much about it?
Exactly.
And
the Junies and the Slides, Garys, Shiders.
Gary Shiders, oh my goodness. Mudbone, exactly. Mugs. Yeah, there is some...
And for you, Bernie, me, Bernie as well. But,
right.
Exactly.
And you can definitely see a lot of that influence in your writing. I say Sly and Junie because you can hear a lot of the best of those two influences in your songs.
I'm thankful.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Priscilla, now you also go by CribbleCreoSybil. Yeah. That's a name did Trey Lewd coin that name? Or is that something you were...
That's my pet name for her.
Okay.
He came up with the idea.
Okay, gotcha. Nice.
I am Creole though, so I can dig it.
Yep. It's apropos. How long have you guys been working together?
It's 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Since 2012.
Nice.
I've been doing a lot of hooking on songs, making up hooks, and I still am, and I hope you enjoy it.
Nice. And you guys have done a couple videos, right? A couple music videos. There was something from...
The P-Union,
right? Talk a little bit about that.
That's a project we started like a couple years now.
Okay.
In L.A. Stone going to Clone. he put it together and stuff, you know. And Stinky Womack, my old partner, we grew up together playing. Mm-hmm. Them two founded, and Donnie Sterling is part of it, so that they got a foundation and a half. So we got involved. We called us in, you know. And the album's coming out. It's called P-Funk City.
Okay.
You know, and the song that the video was Party Me Up, and you know Dad has a verse and he's in the video. And stuff,
nice.
You know, you can check that out on YouTube.
Okay. Very cool.
Party Me Up.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Party Me Up. And then when we were speaking of in LA, we were in LA not too long ago for the Grammys Lifetime Achievement Award for Parliament's Funkadelic. And I attended I think it was a birthday party for Garrett Scheider, our bandmate and son of Gary Scheider. You had a band playing that night. Is that P Union?
That was P Union, yes. Exactly.
Y'all were killing it that night.
Right on, thanks.
Y'all were killing it. I watched the whole set. It was
cool.
It was maybe my favorite set of the night, to be honest with you, actually.
Right.
Did Donnie play with you guys that night?
Yes, he was
That
there.
was Donnie playing.
That was Donnie, yeah.
And who was on drums?
Stone the Clone.
That's Stone the Clone on drums.
Yeah, he's a terrific drummer.
Okay.
You know, Stinky on guitar. You know,
it was an amazing set. So you guys are doing stuff contemporaneously right now.
Yeah, from the record. Yeah, they have a few shows they're doing like back to back, and the case was like people we were elsewhere doing other things at the same time. So, but at some point, you know, more P Union shows will be involved, like the P-Funk shows and stuff.
Awesome. Yeah, because I really enjoyed it. It was a really good set. Really, really good set.
Thank you, man.
And you guys have a song. You have a song that you want to play that we're gonna be sort of debuting.
Okay, this is Do the Potty. We were coming from Houston, coming back to Vegas. And Priscilla, she came with the hook, and she said, Trey, take us out. And she said, the hook, he says, do the potty. Don't overdo the potty. Don't let the potty overdo you.
Oh.
And
I like it.
Yeah, and I was switched on like
he never let me finish. And he took over from there.
No, but see, when she made her verse,
the cadence is great.
Whatever you hear her say, she wrote.
Okay.
You know.
Got you. So you're writing hooks and all that kind of stuff. And for a songwriter like you, and also your father's like this too, I think, receiving a hook from a good hook writer is really good for someone like you that's a very verse. You're very verse oriented,
man.
Yeah,
and she's 1,000 of them a day. I can't keep up.
Okay,
so I try to write them down, and they're piling up. You know, we got material up the yang. We can write a song, come up with a song. You know.
And you've been writing puns down and just words for the longest time. I remember when I first came to Monticello when I was 19 years old, and you were there. You were one of the first ones I worked with, by the way, in the band, and one of the first ones in the band I met. Other than, I think Peanut was one of the first ones, and then you. You were probably the second one I met.
Yeah, and then we got together.
And we right away. I was singing you songs like, check this out. I was like really young, 16 years old.
You came out to Monticello.
Came down to Monticello, and we cut a bunch of stuff. I remember you'd have friends would call you and be like, Tracey, I got a little list of words I found today. And you'd be like, great, tell me what what do they mean? And then next, because that's just ammunition for someone like you. Because it's very verse-dominated.
Yeah, Gina Hall.
It was Gina.
Yeah,
she used to call with it. Yeah,
she gave me the word tintinabulations.
Oh.
And what it is if you ring a bell, that tone, it continues throughout the universe forever. It never dissipates. Ding.
Oh, the continuation.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's the process of tintinabulation.
Okay.
And we made a song.
Yeah. And I remember the song too. And I remember there was so much great stuff going on when I first came down there. And you were like, I just want to say, just personally, it was such an honor to be able to be just in your presence, let alone singing with you
man,
and playing with you.
Today, man.
Then it's
everything changed.
Oh my goodness, nothing changed.
Man.
And I'm really, really glad you guys could come in and talk to me today.
Thanks,
it was really our pleasure. But we're gonna play this song. Say the name of the song again.
Do the Potty.
Do the Potty.
The Potty.
And
go to the potty.
Yeah. Do the Potty. And it's the new track from
the premixes inside Treylewd.
Okay, great. And this is the unreleased stuff that's coming out very soon. But they can hear this. Can we say where they can hear this now?
You can hear it on YouTube.
Okay.
This is Treylewd featuring CribbleCreoSybil. Do the Potty. Great. Don't overdo the potty. Don't let the potty overdo you.
Nice. Beautiful. We have been talking to Tracey Treylewd Lewis and Miss Priscilla Ben, CribbleCreoSybil. And you are watching, listening to, experiencing Danny on Everything.
Do the party, don't overdo the party. Don't let the party overdo you. Whatever you do, when you get through the party and sit your ass down somewhere and be cool. What? You don't wanna sit down, you wanna shit out. Or what you got to use the bathroom, or what you gotta do. Number one, and number two. Never let them catch you creeping into your dreams. And out of your dreams, into your drawers. She don't got no panty on. It tastes like filet mignon. Never let them catch me creeping into your dreams. And out of your dreams, into your drawers. She don't got no panty on. It tastes like filet mignon. My pussy, my coochie, my God. I feel hot.
Adam and Eve was sitting on a rock. Adam told Eve, said, bitch, I see your cock. Eve told Adam, you ought to be ashamed.
All of my pussy is such a nasty name. Chinese, Japanese, dirty knees, no panties. Never let them catch you creeping into your dreams. And out of your dreams, into your drawers. She don't got no panty on. It tastes like filet mignon. Never let them catch me creeping into your dreams. Out of your dreams, into your drawers. She don't got no panty on. It tastes like filet mignon. Do the party, don't overdo the party. Don't let the party overdo you. Whatever you do, when you get through the party and sit your ass down somewhere and be cool. What? You don't wanna sit down, you wanna shit out. Or what you got to use the bathroom, or what you gotta do. Number one, and number two. If what you see is what you get, I wanna see you cheat.
Ruffle there on them their hairs. There's healing power in them hairs. Therapeutic.
I see your highness and I poke it. I take a highness and I poke it. I poke a highness. When I get through poking, I leave the highness soaking.
Stewing in her own juices and some of mine.
I see your highness and I poke it. I take a highness and I poke it. I poke a highness. When I get through poking, I leave the highness soaking.
Stewing in her own juices and some of mine.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Nasty. Say something nasty.
Really hope you enjoyed the content on today's show. Hope you come back next month. We're going to have a whole brand new show for you guys. Moving on through, doing more. And I want you to be on the lookout for that upcoming album, Lucine and Arev, my new solo album, coming soon. But in the meantime, check out these singles, My Songbook and Garmir Caramel by myself and the Nalbandyan brothers. And check out my new comic book, Hike the Hero, Sons of the Sun. Remember, you can send $30 domestic or $40 international to my PayPal. That's info@DannyBedrosian.com. info@DannyBedrosian.com. Send us the cash and we will send you the book, and along with a few free treats, some music and some posters and some stuff like that. So this has been another episode of Danny on Everything. Again, I'm Danny Bedrosian. Thank you again to Mr. Carl Cerny, the people at Moose Magnificat and Alcom for supporting us. And please continue supporting us. Subscribe, donate, do whatever you can. We love you guys. Thank you again. Have a good one. Danny on Everything.